I was muted. I did it to myself. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your good brother J.News, and we're back at it here again on the Hit the Ropes podcast. I am flying solo today. Delores will not be joining us. She had something scheduled for today, so I'll be taking over and doing what we do here on a weekly basis. So, as per the usual, folks, it's time for us to review the week that was in professional wrestling here on the Hit the Ropes podcast. So, we're going to do that as we start, as per the usual, from Monday. Talking about Monday Night Raw happened on September 8th, 2025. It was Raw 1685. We had a couple of matches that happened and some story beats that took place. So here's the breakdown for you. I don't necessarily have the slides as we usually do, but I'll read everything down for you guys and describe everything as best as possible. So here we go for Monday Night Raw. We had the matches as follows. AJ Styles defeated El Grande Americano. Raquel Rodriguez, along with Roxanne Perez, defeated Lyra Valkyria. Rusev defeated Penta. Asuka, along with Kairi Sane, defeated Nikki Bella. And then we had Bronson Reed, along with Braun Breaker, defeat LA Knight. From what I saw and what I gathered from Monday Night Raw, this was one of those episodes that didn't necessarily tell us a lot, per se, outside of reaffirming what we already know going into WrestlePalooza and things of that nature. Some story beats here for the continuation of Rusev just working more on WWE TV here, still beefing with Sheamus, but getting his first match, I believe, ever. I don't think they even crossed paths at AEW with Penta. Asuka had a backstage promo during Raw, which had her confront, I believe it was Rhea Ripley and Nikki Bella, which obviously led to this match. It seems that we're finally leaning towards a one-on-one match between Asuka and Rhea Ripley somewhere in the future, and eventually a full-on Asuka heel turn, which you'll probably see Asuka turn on Io Sky sometime in the near future. The Braun Boys, the Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, doing their thing, still as a part of the Vision, even though they haven't necessarily been involved with Seth Rollins and the Becky Lynch storyline. So they continue to cause mayhem and do their best to beat everybody down as they defeated LA Knight. Even though I believe this was the show where LA Knight got some help from Big Jim Uso during this match, but to no avail. And by the end of the match, Jey Uso speared LA Knight because they're going into whatever individual singles beef that they're going into for the World Heavyweight Championship, because they're surrounding players for right now. To start the show, we also had, was it the start of the show? I think it was the start of the show. It might have been the end of the show. I think it was the start of the show. We had AJ Lee do her intro promo, welcoming, telling folks where she's been the last several years, should I say. We then had an interruption by Becky Lynch, who just wanted her belt back. Seth Rollins came out eventually. CM Punk came out eventually. And we're heading into WrestlePalooza with that mixed tag. So that's probably going to be the main event. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at WrestlePalooza. And as of other story beats right now that I can think of off the top of my head, I don't have anything going for Monday Night Raw. Going on to NXT, which aired on the CW on the 9th of September on the Tuesday. We have the matches here. We had Josh Briggs defeat Javon Evans for the WWE Women's Speed Title #1 Contendership Tournament semifinal match. We had Lainey Reed defeat Fabi Apache of AAA. The WWE NXT Tag Team titles were on the line, where we had Dark State, the champions, defeat the former champions Hank and Tank. We then had a non-title flag match between Tavion Heights and Ethan Page, where Tavion Heights got the win over Ethan Page. We then had the WWE Women's Tag Team title #1 Contendership Triple Threat Elimination match, where the ladies from the Culling, Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley, defeated Phalo Influences, Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix, and Sol Ruka and Zarya. Fatal Influence eliminated Sol Ruka and Zarya, and then the Culling eliminated Fatal Influence. So we'll see the ladies from the Culling get their shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships sometime soon. As for story beats, it seems that Javon Evans is working his way back to another shot at the main event scene. Right now, I think he's always going to be seen, not always, but he's being seen as an underdog, and Josh Briggs is getting a good push as a heel. So that's a good story beat to follow with those two young men going on from there. The speed title thing, I think, is a lot to be desired, to be quite honest. I don't find the need for it on NXT, but it does give other talent TV time, so that's always a plus. It was cool to see Fabi Apache on NXT TV. The Dark State Boys, I don't know, man. I don't know what NXT is going to do with those guys, to be quite honest. The gimmick died not too short after the fact that they debuted. So I'm not too sure how much help them just being on TV is right now for them. And Hank and Tank are very entertaining guys, very boisterous guys, very strong guys. So I think they have a good future within the WWE system. Decent match between Tavion Heights and Ethan Page. Tavion still needs some, NXT is still developmental, so Tavion still needs some work with his promos and stuff like that. But from an in-ring perspective, Tavion Heights is ready to roll. Ethan Page is Ethan Page at the end of the day. I feel like Ethan Page has been consistently himself since his last go at it in TNA, and then into AEW, and now here at NXT. And Ethan Page is going to be that wily vet who's going to be able to, in some instances, help or help carry matches with younger talent, and in some instances, just play the shit heel that he has been on NXT. So there's that. And out of the women's tag team match, we finally got another spot where this time Sol Ruka inadvertently hit Zarya before Sol Ruka got rolled up for the pin for the first elimination. So we might finally see Zarya turn on Sol Ruka or vice versa. So keep an eye on that, folks. Obafemi, I believe, is going into their next pay-per-view to head off against Ricky Starks. The North American champion right now. I can't place who the North American men's champion is currently. I believe it's still Ethan Page because he has a Canadian belt. So there's that. But it was a non-title match. So I don't know who Ethan Page's next opponent is going to be. So we'll see as to how that all turns out in the coming weeks. And from a storyline standpoint, I don't think there's anything significant that happened on NXT TV that I can point out to you guys where you should be keeping your eyes on it. NXT TV's been kind of patched together in recent weeks, so I'm just not. It's not a strong follow. NXT has been in recent weeks. Then on to SmackDown. SmackDown happened on Friday night, the 12th of September, just a few days ago. The First match of the night was the WWE United States title match, which was the United States title open challenge. Sami Zayn was challenged by Rey Fenix. It was a tremendous match. For those folks who are into the in-ring action, I would recommend for everybody to go out there and watch that match. It was a great match between two guys who I think have never faced off with one another, even on the independent circuit. We then have the WWE Women's title match that went down. Tiffany Stratton, the champion, went up against Jade Cargill. The match went more than 10 minutes, which was a good showing for both ladies. There was a double count out in this match due to interference by Nia Jax. Now Nia Jax is back. She's back involved with Tiffany Stratton. She's back involved with Jade. I'm not sure if there's too much belief with what's going on with Tiffany and Jade just one-on-one solo for them to just bring in Nia like that, where Nia had recently made an appearance on NXT. So now Nia's in the mix there for the WWE Women's title card. And then we had a match between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, where Drew McIntyre defeated Randy Orton. We then also saw the return of Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes got on the mic with his very energetic self after he ran off Drew McIntyre, and he said it's going to be him versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Universal Championship at WrestlePalooza. Also on SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken, some other things took part. Brock Lesnar came out during a segment where R-Truth was in the ring cutting a promo. As the usual, R-Truth comedy bits go, said hello to Brock, try to get into the positive with Brock, and then Brock laid him out with an F5. So there was that. And I'm trying to think, there was also a match or something that was thrown in there where B-Fab was going up against, I believe it was Julia. And by the end of that particular match, it was a short match, but by the end of that match, we had Julia's talking partner, for all intents and purposes, Kiana James, got involved in that particular match, and then Michin came in with a kendo stick for the save. So I guess they're continuing the Michin thing over the U.S. Women's title, and I guess that'll be going forward from there. But for right now, this is what's been set up. To go back to NXT for a moment, I forgot to plug the biggest thing that happened on NXT. NXT's having a big show sometime soon at Full Sail. It's called NXT Homecoming. We had appearances by main roster talent on NXT. Carmelo Hayes came out during a Trick Williams segment where Trick Williams was out there going toe-to-toe with somebody on the mic, and Carmelo Hayes joined Trick. So we're going to see the return of the Trick Mello Gang at the NXT Homecoming show. We then saw, to end the show, three ladies from the main roster, that being Stephanie Vaquer, Tiffany Stratton, and Rhea Ripley came out, and it seems that they will be doing a 6 women's match at the Homecoming show versus the ladies from Fatal Influence. And Trick Mello Gang, I think I'm forgetting who they're going to go up against. I forgot the segment as to who Trick was in the ring with. But it's going to be Trick Mello Gang versus somebody at that Homecoming show. So probably look forward to other main roster WWE talents as well coming into that Homecoming show. We'll see what develops this week on NXT. But we're going to go jump over. We've got the other WWE show that took part this weekend. I think it was this weekend or this Friday. It was AAA's and WWE's Worlds Collide event. That went down on Friday, September 12th. And it aired on YouTube for people to see for free. We had the following matches on there: La Parca, Laredo Kid, Mascarita Sagrada, and Octagon Jr. defeat Lince Dorado and the LWOs Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wild, along with Mini Abismo Negro. AAA Reina de Reinas title #1 contendership match. It was Natalia defeating Fabi Apache. AAA World Tag Team title match. We have Pagano and Psycho Clown, the champions, defeat Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston, who had Xavier Woods in their corner. In a mixed tag team match, we had Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana defeat the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez, which had Raquel Rodriguez in their corner. For the AAA Latin American title fatal four-way match, we had El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., the champion, defeat Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, and JD McDonough. And then for the main event, we had the AAA Mega title on the line. It was Dominic Mysterio versus the champion at that time, El Hijo de Vikingo, and Dominic Mysterio wins his match. There is a title change, which I think the majority of WWE fans who have been paying any attention to AAA would have seen coming. Dominic Mysterio picks up the win here against El Hijo de Vikingo, and he is now the AAA Mega Campeón. So Dominic Mysterio was then awarded the AAA Mega Championship by his father, Rey Mysterio, which I thought was odd within itself, but it is what it is. And that was the show for AAA and WWE's Worlds Collide. On to AEW shows for the week. We're going to talk about Dynamite. Dynamite took place on the 10th of September. As you guys know, AEW Dynamite airs on TBS and HBO Max. The first match of the night was a non-title match, a banger of a match, which included the Hangman Adam Page defeating Josh Alexander. For those folks who like those high impact, intense banger matches, Josh Alexander and Hangman Adam Page was definitely one of those. After the match was over, Hangman Adam Page had a back and forth promo battle with one Kyle Fletcher, and it was officially then announced that we're going to have a one-on-one matchup for the AEW Men's World Championship. It's going to be the Hangman Adam Page one-on-one versus Kyle Fletcher at All Out. So we'll be seeing that next Saturday. Off to the next match, we had the ladies in their tag match. We had Alex Windsor and Riho defeat Emi Sakura and Mercedes Moné. That was a decent match. I thought that that near the tail end of that match, things got a little too messy. For the sake of chemistry and things of that nature, stuff just looked very clunky. But they were able to get a good showing by majority until the tail end of the match going, specifically when it came to Riho and Emi Sakura there. It's been a while since Emi has competed for AEW, and it showed because she wasn't necessarily in the majority of the match. Mercedes actually took the majority of the bumps in this match. So this was supposed to be a 30th year anniversary for Emi Sakura as well, and to see her not necessarily be in the majority of the match, kind of like that was a letdown for me. But I just wanted to hit that talking point there as well. We then had another banger of a match between Ricochet and Shelton Benjamin, where we ended up having Ricochet defeat Shelton Benjamin due to nefarious and shady means. This match was supposed to have no one at ringside, but by the tail end of the match, we had members of the GOA, the Gates of Agony, come out, help out Ricochet, distract Shelton Benjamin, where Ricochet was able to get the win there. After the bell rung, the other members of the Hurt Syndicate came down to make sure that Shelton Benjamin wasn't going to get beat down. Bobby Lashley and Big Toe Leona went at it in a meat versus meat battle, basically on the outside of the ring. It was interesting to see MVP get involved physically as well, where he was showing off some of his Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills outside. When it came to Bishop Khan there with some throws and some leg whips and things of that nature, and some work with the cane. So that was a pretty cool visual there. But we will also be seeing that 6-man match take place at All Out, where it is the Gates of Agony and Ricochet versus the Hurt Syndicate. We then had a non-title Philly street fight, which saw Toni Storm defeat Sky Blue. That was a wild match. That was a funny match. That was a an homage match. Toni Storm doing her best sad Sandman impersonation when she entered the ring. During her entrance there, she also did a little New Jack during the match. Sky Blue is hardcore. She's a sick fuck, by the way. Stapling Toni Storm with a staple gun in certain parts of the body, which I'd rather just not say. I think folks should go back and just watch that match. It was a lot of fun. So please go ahead and go back and watch that match between Toni Storm and Sky Blue. It was a lot of fun. No blood, so people don't have to worry about that necessarily, but definitely some spots there where you would either really wince and or laugh out loud, and that, I think, was the point of the match. We then had the $500,000 10-man tag team match, which was the main event. We had the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, and Yuta tagging with the Young Bucks, Matt and Nicholas Jackson, along with Marina Shafir in their corner, and they were in the ring against the AEW Tag Team Champions of Bandito and Brody King, and the Ops of Katsuyori Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe. Now, earlier in the night, there was a backstage segment that was cut where where Renee Paquette was in catering, and she was able to catch up with the Young Bucks, who were getting their meals. The Young Bucks then go to one specific table to try and go and sit down, but they were told they couldn't sit there by guys in the Dark Order. Honorable mention to Alan Angels, who was sitting down at the table there along with his former teammates of the Dark Order. So there might be a sighting of Alan Angels sometime soon on AEW TV, be it ROH or AEW proper. We don't know, but Alan Angels was there along with Evil Luno, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver. And also the boys from the Swirl were on that table, which was odd, but oddly enough, Big Shotty Lee and Vanilla Baby were also on that table. The Jacksons were denied. Then the Jacksons go over to the next table. Behind them, they see Brandon Cutler, their old friend, and they sit down. They try to basically start a positive conversation with Brandon Cutler. Brandon Cutler tells the Young Bucks off, and he then gets up and he leaves because he feels good about himself telling the Young Bucks off. After Brandon Cutler leaves, we then get John Moxley walking into catering. The rest of the table that had other local wrestlers and local talent, those guys they left, and John Moxley offered the Young Bucks the entire $500,000 pie split between the two of them. But all that John Moxley was doing was trying to motivate and get the best out of the Young Bucks in this match, which worked because by the end of the show for the main event, the Young Bucks did the majority of the work in this match, and they were able to get the win for their team. So they were the winners of the $500K. They walked away with it, and it seems like we might be going towards. I don't know. From my perspective, it seems like we might be heading towards the Young Bucks being AEW Tag Champs again in the near future, but we don't know. But this did set up. I don't think it was announced here. It was announced on Collision, but it set up something for a all-out tag team ladder match that I'll break down to you guys during the Collision episode on to Collision. Collision took place yesterday on. Or should I say it was taped on Thursday, September 11th, but it aired yesterday, Saturday. We had the AEW Unified title eliminator match, which had Konosuke Takeshita taking on Anthony Bowens. That was a banger of a match. I think that was Anthony Bowens' best match on TV as of yet. So that was cool to see, but Takeshita did win out there. So he goes on as one of the competitors in the triple threat match that'll be going down at All Out. We then had a $500K 10 women tag team match, which had Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, and Triangle of Madness ladies, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla. They were going up against Harley Cameron, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Tay J, that of Anna Jay and Ty Mello. We had a pre-match promo that was played before the match of all the ladies on the face side: Harley Cameron, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Tay Mello, and Anna Jay, where there was some dissension within the ranks. Harley Cameron trying to keep all the ladies together. Jamie Hayter having her beef with Chris Statlander, and Anna Jay and Ty Mello not wanting anything to do with the Death Riders, and Chris Statlander vehemently denying that she has anything to do with the Death Riders. So that's some foreshadowing there for the future, because I believe, and this coincides with it, with a backstage segment that happened on, was it earlier on Collision? I want to say it happened on Collision and or on Dynamite, but it was a backstage segment that included Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, where Harley Cameron was playing one of her impromptu tunes to try to convince Willow to let Chris Statlander be a friend again, and the jux of that particular backstage segment was for Willow Nightingale to basically tell Harley Cameron to watch her back because she can't trust Chris Statlander. So we're still going towards another inevitable feud between Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, and maybe Chris Statlander joining the Death Riders. I don't know necessarily. I rather Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale team up. We might get that later on in 2026 at this point, or whenever Tony Khan decides to have that AEW Women's Tag Team title tournament. They're just a better pair together. The heel run that Chris Statlander went on last year didn't necessarily hit. I know they're trying. They're probably going to try again with this whole Death Riders thing. I just, for my own personal taste and opinion, I just don't think Chris Statlander works well as a heel. She's a babyface because of her quirkiness, because of her very unique personality, and she just lends to that, man. So I don't know, but I know they want to, you got to try new things. You got to try to see if things work or whatever. So we'll see how it all plays out, if it even plays out at that. But we're gonna get another multi-woman tag match in the 0 hour. So for the ladies that are not included on the main show of All Out. So we'll get to that when we get to that. Next up on the Collision front, we had Big Bill answer Max Caster's "Can You Last 5 minutes with the best wrestler alive?" It's run its course, and thankfully, they've noticed that Max Caster's open challenge thing. Even though he's gotten over with it and it's funny, Max Caster without Anthony Bowens doesn't necessarily, for whatever reason, they were put together initially during the pandemic and it worked for them, being the Acclaimed. Now with their solo runs, you can't have Max Caster just lose for the rest of his career, and you can't have Anthony Bowens be in freaking limbo for the rest of his career, not necessarily knowing who he is as a character per se, or just feeling unfinished, right? I think the whole premise of them coming back together as the Acclaimed is them being the Acclaimed, just them, without Billy Gunn. And in this case, I'll get to the end of this Big Bill match here. So Big Bill defeated Max Caster. Max Caster's Max Caster's open challenge, defeated him in a couple of minutes there. Big Bill then gets on the microphone, and he berates the town a bit, healing off, berates Eddie Kingston some more. The previous week, Big Bill got on the mic and in a backstage segment, and he challenged Eddie Kingston to a match. Eddie Kingston got online during the week, and he said, the contract signed, just give me a location, you big goofy bastard. And it is now officially announced Big Bill is going to go one-on-one with Eddie Kingston at All Out. So we'll see that match. Tag match, we had FTR with Stokely Hathaway defeat Adam Priest and Tommy Billington. Another tremendous tag team match between these four guys. 2 weeks in a row with this, two completely different matches. Adam Priest definitely showing out here. He had a couple of high spots and a couple of highlights here and there. Tommy Billington as well, being able to out grapple Dax Hardwood, I thought was interesting there. But FTR definitely getting their win over these two young guys here, heading into All Out, where FTR is going to be taking on CNC, that of Cope and Cage. We're going to get a confrontation between FTR and Cope and Christian coming up on Dynamite this week. For the AEW Unified Title, Eliminator match, we have Kazuchika Okada, the champion, defeat Michael Oku. This was Michael Oku's first time on AEW Collision, and he definitely made the most of it. Michael Oku looked great in this match versus Kazuchika Okada, but obviously Okada was not going to lose this particular match. Post this match, we had Kazuchika Okada reigning supreme as the winner of the match. Takeshita comes down the aisle, points at Kazuchika Okada, and it seems that Okada is in his crosshairs, and so is that AEW Unified Title. So we'll get that. And then the third leg of, because it's supposed to be a three-way match or a triple threat match for the Unified Title, we're going to get a one-on-one match on Dynamite this Wednesday. Is going to be the Beast Bortos versus Mascara Dorada from CMLL, and the winner of that match is going to be the final entrant for the AEW Unified Title triple threat match at All Out. I think it was post this match where I forget which match it was post. It might have been after Big Bill left the ring and he cut his promo on Eddie Kingston. Regardless of the fact, AEW coach / trainer / producer, the legendary Jerry Lynn, came out. He cut a very impassioned promo, trying to unite Max, trying to tell Max Caster of his wrongdoings. Throughout the show, we also got Jerry Lynn getting in Anthony Bowen's face. During Jerry Lynn's mic promo, we had the boys from the Swirl, that being Big Shotty Lee and Vanilla Baby, come down. They try to put a beat down on Jerry Lynn. Max Caster jumps in to help, but Jerry Lynn was initially taken out. Anthony Bowens then eventually helps out. By the end of it all, Jerry Lynn raises both Anthony Bowens and Max Caster's hands, and they snatch their hands away. They're not together. They're not reuniting as of yet, but I think we're slowly getting to that union being recertified between the boys from the Acclaimed. Then the the main event of the show was interesting to me. The Death Riders of Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley, they went into this match against the gentlemen from the Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. They had a pre-match segment in the back where it was the guys from the Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, along with Hologram. We got the initial glitch of the clone of a Hologram come in for like about 2 or 3 seconds. That went off screen. Kyle started talking, or whatever the case is. He said his bit. The point of his bit was basically to say that he had talked to his best friend, Adam Cole, baby, and basically saying that Adam Cole said he was heavily disappointed in Daniel Garcia and the decision that he made to join the Death Riders. Roderick Strong was surprised that Kyle O'Reilly had talked to Adam Cole, and he then yelled at Danny, as he would, and said that he was ready to kick Danny's ass, and then they headed to the ring. And I thought this was interesting because I knew Marina Shafir was going to be in the corner of Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley. For folks who don't know, Marina Shafir and Roderick Strong are a happily married couple. And I think they've shared TV time before during Roddy's international championship reign. But they haven't shared TV time together since then. And to see Marina in the corner of the Death Riders, I thought we were going to get more of finally get that interaction I had been thinking of for months between Roddy and Marina, and it barely happened. There was a point in time during the match where Roddy got thrown to the outside or whatever, and Marina got involved, and Marina basically somewhat or lightly pushed Roderick Strong down, and she spit at him, supposedly, because that didn't get on camera. That came from commentary. Oh, Marina Shafir just spit on Roderick Strong, and I was like, what? I was like, okay, that was said on commentary. And then towards the tail end of the match, Marina faced off with Kyle O'Reilly face to face, and Kyle just shook his head no, and he just walked past her, because we know the relationship there. For those of us who have been watching AEW for long enough, and for those who just know that that Roderick Strong and Marina Shafir have been married for several years now. So I wonder how this is going to play into the AEW storylines going forward. I know that a lot of folks have been theorizing that Chris Statlander's eventual turn to the Death Riders, along with Daniel Garcia's turn to the Death Riders, means that they're going to get rid of Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir. I'm not too positive about that, but with the way they kind of spun this match and the little Easter eggs they dropped during this match here, I think that might be closer to the truth than not. But essentially, the Death Riders defeated Paragon here in this match. Daniel Garcia looked good, tagged with John Moxley, to be quite honest. And I liked the more aggressive, ambitious side of Daniel Garcia. We might be seeing the continued growth of Daniel Garcia's character here. At the end of the match, Daddy Magic was at commentary. He got off the headsets, threw down the headsets. He got into Daniel Garcia's ear, just yelling at him, yelling at Daniel Garcia to explain himself. And Daniel Garcia just stared off into the air, basically, just ignoring Daddy Magic. And they walked off. Daddy Magic was not touched. The Death Riders didn't put hands on Daddy Magic. They walked off, and they did their part there to do what they needed to do. And then that was the end of Collision. So looking forward to whatever AEW has coming up this week. I believe they have a 3-hour block for Dynamite this coming Wednesday. And that will be that. We then have TNA action to talk about. TNA took place, or aired, should I say, on Access TV on the 11th of September, which was Thursday. We have the following matches took place on TNA Impact. Moose defeated AJ Francis. Joe Hendry defeated Travis Williams, who had Eric Young and Judas Icarus on his corner. TNA X Division title number 1 contendership 4-way match. We had Myron Reed defeat Jake Something, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wentz. We then had Heather by Elegance, who was flanked by M by Elegance in the personal concierge, defeat Jessie McKay, who was cornered by Cassie Lee. Cassie Lee then had her match, who was cornered by Jessie McKay, defeating M by Elegance, who was cornered by Heather by Elegance and the personal concierge. And then to end the night, the main event of the TV show was the Nemeths, Nick Nemeth and Ryan Nemeth, defeating the System of Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, who were flanked by Alicia Edwards. And that was TNA. Now, folks, for those who... I thought Dolores was here with us. She had dropped in for a little bit, and I guess she dropped back out. So there's that. So let me continue on with the rest of the review here. We have GCW events to talk about here. GCW's Evil Deeds event went down on Friday night, the 12th. That was on Triller TV. The Evil Deeds event, the only match that I actually saw by majority of this, I will talk about in as much detail as I can. KJ Orso, formerly known as Fuego del Sol, defeated Braden Toon and Chase Burnett and Gary J and Jeffrey John and Trey Lamar. Mance Warner defeated Beastman. The only match that I did see of the GCW event was the following match, which was Megan Bayne defeating Shotzi Blackheart. Those two ladies have chemistry together. Folks, if there's any match out of this particular show that I would tell you to go out and watch, this is why I have been a big proponent of wanting Shotzi Blackheart to be a part of the AEW women's roster. Shotzi's a badass. She hits hard and she's physical, as is Megan Bayne, but Megan Bayne has more of a bigger physical presence. But this match was a banger from beginning to end, and Megan Bayne eventually got the win with her running sit-down powerbomb on Shotzi Blackheart. But folks, if anything, go out and watch this match. You'll definitely be delighted by it. It was a banger. We then had the one called Manders defeat Dominic Garrini. Tag team death match. We had the Cougar brothers, Atticus and Otis, being flanked by Christian Napier, defeated Bobby Beverly and Matt Tremont. In a death match, we had Dr. Redacted defeat Crazy King. Effie and Gringo Loco defeated Bang and Matthews. Boisterous Behavior of Leon Slater and Man Like DeReese, and Joey Janela and Marcus Mathers. The the GCW Tag Team Title match / JCW Tag Team Title match, the Riddle Box match. The Brothers of Funstruction, Rufo the Clown and Yabo the Clown, defeated YDNP of Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. There goes the title change. We then have the tag team death match. I had the rejects of John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley defeat the Pillars of Malcolm Monroe III and Tommy Vendetta. We then go on to Rumble on the River, another GCW show that happened on the 13th, which was yesterday, Saturday. We had a 7-person scramble match. You can also watch this on Trailer TV. We had Rachel Armstrong defeat Braden Toon, Dex Royal, Jamie Lynn Senegal, Jeffrey John, Ron Bass Jr., and Shane Mercer. We then had a one-on-one confrontation and match between KJ Orso defeating Gary J. YDNP of Alec Price and Jordan Oliver defeated Boisterous Behavior of Leon Slater and Man Like DeReese. Nate Webb defeated Matt Cardona. There was a Falls Count Anywhere match where the Bev defeated Dr. Redacted. We then had Genesis, the boyfriend-girlfriend pairing of Joy Janela and Megan Bayne, along with Marcus Mathers. They defeated Bang and Matthews of August Matthews and Davey Bang, along with Gringo Loco. One called Manders defeated Calvin Tackman and Mance Warner in a three-way match. In the GCW Ultraviolet title match, we had Matt Tremont go up against Billy Starks in a no contest. This match only lasted about 2 minutes and 8 seconds. And then we had a tag team hardcore match, which had Billy Starks and Matt Tremont defeat the Cougar brothers of Atticus Cougar and Otis Cougar. And that ended the GCW shows for the weekend. We then go on to Maple Leaf Pro. They had their Sacred Ground event that went down. The matches are as follows. For Sacred Ground, we have Bhupinder Gujar, along with Billy Gunn and Psycho Mike, defeat Brent Banks, Bryce Hanson, and Sheldon Jean. Jesse Bieber and Raj Singh defeated El Reverso and Mo Jabari. PCO and Shotzi Blackheart defeated Chris Chambers and Taylor Rising. In a triple threat match, we had Stu Grayson, formerly of the Dark Order, defeating Ace Austin and Tariq. We had the PWA Champions Grail title match. We had Rohan Raja along with Aurora Tevis. And Rohan is the champion, and he defeated Bishop Dyer, formerly known as the Lone Wolf, in the WWE. The Good Brothers. I still got love for them, man. The Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, in a tag match, defeated the Flatliners of Asylum and Matt Burns. For the MLP Women's Canadian title and Destiny Women's title winner-take-all match, we had Giselle Shaw, who was the MLP Women's Champion. She defeated Priscilla Kelly for the Destiny Women's title, and Giselle Shaw is now a double champion. I'm not too sure where this is going with Giselle Shaw, to be quite honest, because if Giselle Shaw starts to collect some titles, she might have a certain money train come her way. So we shall see how and where all that ends up. And then for the main event of the show, we had the MLP Canadian title match. The champion Josh Alexander defeated TJP. We then go on to the MLW show for the week. MLW had a big announcement this week. MLW is now going to be going back to weekly shows instead of doing monthly shows. So that's a big deal for them. So it's been a couple of years since MLW won their lawsuit against the WWE, and I guess they're using that money from the lawsuit win, which they probably just got, and they're going to start to do weekly shows now for MLW. But MLW's yearly Opera Cup, in their first round, we had Ultimo Guerrero from CMLL defeat Esfinge. Another first round match, we had Sandokan Jr. Defeat Blue Panther Jr. This took place on the 13th, I think. It aired on the 13th, but Sandokan Jr. on Friday the 12th was in a tag match on a CMLL show. Viernes Espectaculares, him and his tag team partner Difunto, Galeón del Mal, Galeón de damn, I'm forgetting the team name right now, but they're a tag team. Difunto and Sandokan Jr. They went up against Brodito, and during the match, Sandokan Jr. appeared to hurt his knee. So I'm not too sure if this MLW Fightland show was live on the 13th or not. But Sandokan Jr. had a real tough time walking away from that match at a CMLL show in Mexico. So I'm not too sure if this was before that or not. But in the Opera Cup there, we had Sandokan defeat Blue Panther Jr. MLW Women's World Featherweight Championship, we had Shoko Nakajima defeat Yuki Kamafuki. In the Texas Death Match, we had Alex Hammerstone defeat Matthew Justice. Interesting. MLW World Middleweight Championship, Templario defeated Ikaru Kwan for the vacant title. We then had Mads Kruger activated his Gravity Gamble contract before the main event, turning it into a triple threat match. So the MLW World Championship match turned into Mads Kruger defeating Matt Riddle and Donovan Dijak to win the MLW World Championship. So now we have a new MLW World Champion in Mads Kruger. They got the belt off of Matt Riddle. I think that was a necessity. And I'm just hoping for bigger and better things for Donovan Dijak in his immediate future. During MLW's airing of their Fightland show, I'm assuming this is live because there was a video that came up on social media yesterday. Even though Alex Hammerstone won his match, there was a video of a promo that was cut where Alex Hammerstone was basically in the back by himself, and he was in the back and he was joined by his former Dynasty mate, one and only MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And Max was basically doing his best to reinvigorate Alex Hammerstone because he wants to see a better version of Alex Hammerstone. And ultimately, it seems like Alex Hammerstone is now going to hate professional wrestling and hate everybody he's going to go up against, and he's going to show the world just what Alex Hammerstone is all about. So that came out of that MLW show there. We then go on to New Japan Pro Wrestling action. We had Yuji Nagata's Blue Justice 16 show that went down on the 7th of September last week. We had Masatoru Yasuda and Zayn J defeat Tatsuya Matsumoto and Tiger Mask. House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, and Evil defeated Katsuya Murashima, Oleg Bolton, and Shomakato. Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors, Oscar Lube, and Yuto Ice defeated Taichi, Takamishinoku, and Tomoaki Honma. Daiki Nagai, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji of the Unaffiliated defeated Bullet Club War Dog members David Finley, Gabe Kidd, Gato, and Taiji Ishimori. For those who were trying to find out where Gabe Kidd was, he's back in New Japan now after he was written off of AEW TV a couple of weeks ago when Darby Allin dragged his carcass in a body bag with a pickup truck. Then we have Master Wato, Toge Makabe, Toru Yano, and Yo defeating El Desperado, Ryusuke Taguchi, Shota Umino, and Yui Uemura. We then have House of Torture members Doki, Renarita Sonata Show, and Yujiro Takahashi defeat TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Koji Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. And then at the end of the show, the main event was Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Perez, the Ace, the Presidente, going up against the one and only legendary Yuji Nagata, as Tanahashi defeated Yuji Nagata in the Blue Justice's own show. Now, Road to Destruction. We have the show from the 9th of September going along here. We have September 9th, which was Tuesday, I believe. Tatsuya Matsumoto versus Saint J was a time limit draw. Shomakato defeated Masatori Yasuda. House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, and Evil defeated Katsura Murashima, Oleg Bolton, and Yuri Uemura. Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, Oscar, and Yuto Ice defeated Tai Chi, Takumi Shinoku, and Tomoaki Hanma. Bullet Club War Dog members David Finley, Gabe Kidd, and Gato, along with Taiji Ishimori, defeated Daiki Nagai, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Yoda Tsuji of the unaffiliated. El Desperado, along with Hiroshi Takahashi, Rishiki Taguchi, and Shota Umino, defeated Master Wato, Togi Makabe, Toriano, and Yo. And then TMDK's members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated House of Torture members Doki, Ren Narita, Sonata, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi. We then go on to the show on the 10th. Tatsuya Matsumoto versus Saint J ended up in another time limit draw. Katsuya Murashima this time defeated Masatori Yasuda. House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, and Evil defeated Oleg Bolton, Sho Makato, and Shota Umino. Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, Oscar, and Yuto Ice defeated Tai Chi, Takumi Shinoku, and Tomoaki Hanma. Daiki Nagai, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Yoda Tsuji of the unaffiliated defeated Bullet Club War Dog members David Finley, Gabe Kidd, Gato, and Taiji Ishimori. El Desperado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Yuri Uemura defeated Master Wato, Togi Makabe, and Toriano along with Yo. And TNDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated House of Torture members Doki, Ren Narita, Sonata, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi. We then go on to the show that happened yesterday, Saturday. More Road to Destruction. We had Tatsuya Matsumoto versus Zane J. Ended another time in the draw. Great Bash Heel tag team of Togi Makabe and Tomoaki Hanma, along with Tiger Mask, defeating Katsura Murashima, Masatori Yasuda, and Sho Makato. Oleg Bolton, Shota Umino, and Yuri Uemura defeated House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, and Evil. Bullet Club War Dog members David Finley, Gabe Kidd, Gato, and Taiji Ishimori defeated Daiki Nagai, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Yoda Tsuji of the unaffiliated. Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors, Oscar, and Yuto Ice defeated Tai Chi, Takumi Shinoku, and Tomohiro Ishii. House of Torture members Doki, Ren Narita, Sonata, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi defeated Team DK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. And then for the never open-weight six-man tag team title match, we have Master Wato, Toru Yano, and Yo, the current champions, retain as they defeated El Desperado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Ryusuke Taguchi. And that was what went down yesterday on the Road to Destruction show. We're now going on to the previews for next week, folks. And the previews go as follows. We're going to head towards some New Japan previews for next week as we continue on to the Road to Destruction. We have shows taking place on tomorrow, Monday. It's going to be a Rambo match, so it's going to have different members from the Nobori Betsu promotion in Japan. So we're going to see a Rambo match there. We are then going to see, and probably we're going to see folks from the Indies and some of the Young Lions in that Rambo match to begin the show. We'll then have Daiki Nagai, Shingo Takagi, and Yoda Tsuji of the unaffiliated go up against Bullet Club War Dog members David Finley, Gabe Kidd, and Gato. Tai Chi and Takumi Shinoku, along with Tomohiro Ishii, will face off against Bullet Club War Dog members Oscar, Taiji Ishimori, and Yuto Ice. House of Torture members Doki, Ren Narita, Sonata, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi will take on TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. Hiroshi Tanahashi will go up against Toru Yano in a one-on-one match, it seems. And then El Desperado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Ryusuke Taguchi will go up against Great Bash Heel, Togi Makabe, and Tomoaki Hanma, along with Toru Yano. So I want to get some things cleared for the matches for this coming show on the 15th. And I'll do that for you guys right now. We have the Road 2 shows, Road to Destruction on the 15th should have their preview lineup in the schedule. There we go, match lineup. So the first match here is going to be that Rambo match, like I said. Tanahashi will be involved in what seems to be a 6-man tag. So it's going to be a no time limit trio tags match and a singles 2 out of 3 falls match, which is weird enough to itself. But on one side, we're going to have Taguchi, Desperado, and Tanahashi, and they're going to go up against Hanma, Togi Makabe, and Toru Yano. So that seems to be what's going on there. It's a tag match and a singles match all in one. I don't know how that's going to work, but yeah, that's that there. Going on to the other preview on the 17th, we then have Zayn J versus Tatsuya Matsumoto to start the show. That's probably going to be a time limit draw. Shomakato and Tiger Mask are going to go up against Katsuyori Murashima and Masatori Yasuda. Oleg Bolton, Tomoaki Hanma, and Yuri Uemura are going to go up against House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, and Evil. Daiki Nagai, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji of the Unaffiliated go up against Bullet Club Board Dog members David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, and Gato. Taishi, Taka Michinoku, and Tomohiro Ishii will go up against Bullet Club Board Dog members Oscar, Taiji Ishimori, and Yuto Ice. El Desperado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Rishiki Taguchi, and Shota Umino will go up against Master Wato, Togi Makabe, Toru Yano, and Yo. And then to end the show, we're going to have the House of Torture members Doki Ren, Narita Sonata Show, and Yujiro Takahashi go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Koji Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. And then we'll go on to the 18th, the last Road to Destruction show. Zayn J will go up against Masatori Yasuda. Shomakato and Tiger Mask will go up against Katsuyori Murashima and Tatsuya Matsumoto. Oleg Bolton, Shota Umino, and Tomoaki Hanma will go up against House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, and Evil. Daiki Nagai, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji of the Unaffiliated go up against Bullet Club Board Dog members Dave Finlay, Gabe Kidd, and Gato. Taichi, Taika Michinoku, and Tomohiro Ishii will go up against Bullet Club Board Dog members Oscar, Taiji Ishimori, and Yuto Ice. El Desperado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Ryosuke Taguchi, and Yuri Uemura will go up against Master Wato, Togi Makabe, Toru Yano, and Yo. And then the House of Torture members Doki Ren, Narita Sonata Show, and Yujiro Takahashi will go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. For more preview action, we have GCW shows coming up next weekend. We have a GCW show that's going to be coming up on the 19th, which is next Friday. It's called GCW's Get in Touch 2025. We'll have a singles match between two of the stronger independent women's wrestlers out there. We have Shotzi Blackheart going one-on-one versus Vipers. We then have Bear Bronson and Matt Tremont in a tag match. They'll be going up against the Wolf Zaddies of Bad Dude Tito and Che Cabrera. Oro, formerly known as Oro Mensa, will be going up against Marcus Mathers. And then for the GCW World title match, we have Effie the Champion going up against the one and only Jack Cartwheel. We then have a Defy show that will be going on next weekend. It's going to be Defy Aeon, whatever that means. That also will be taking place on the 19th, which is next Friday. In the Super Heavyweight Cup, we'll have a one-on-one match between Killer Cross and Calvin Tankman. Matt Brannigan and Randy Myers in a tag match will go up against Midnight Heat, that of Eddie Pearl and Ricky Gibson. Nicole Matthews, who we just recently saw on ROH TV, will be going up against Amira. Nicole Matthews had a fun match with Billy Starks on ROH recently. Defy Women's title match, we're going to see the champion Marina Shafir go one-on-one versus Hyann. And then we're going to have the Defy World title match where the champion Clark Connors has put out an open challenge, and he has yet to find out who his competitor or who his opponent will be. So we shall see who ends up coming over to Defy to literally defy Clark Connors. We then have another GCW show, GCW Homecoming. GCW Homecoming will be taking place next Saturday. So it seems like next Saturday is going to be a very busy day in pro wrestling. So we're going to have a couple of shows going on the 20th. We've got All Out going on the 20th that day. We also have WrestlePalooza going on the 20th that day, and now add GCW Homecoming going on the 20th that day. We're going to have the steel cage match. Is going to be former friends, now foes. Sam Stackhouse going one-on-one versus KJ Orso. We then have Matt Warner going one-on-one against Bear Bronson. The one and only Frankie Kazarian. He'll be going one-on-one against the young upstart Jordan Oliver, who has been getting plenty of TV time on ROH as of late. So that's good exposure for him. Definitely a good test of how good he can be in the ring versus a veteran such as Frankie Kazarian. So looking forward to that. GCW Ultraviolent title death match. We have the champion Matt Tremont going one-on-one against Dr. Redacted. And then for the GCW World title match, we have Effie the champion, who will be going one-on-one versus the one and only, the ballsy badass, Shotzi Blackheart. On to New Japan. Another Road to Destruction show on the 20th of September. We're going to have Masatori Yasuda versus Tatsuya Matsumoto. Shomakato and Tiger Mask are going to go up against Katsuya Murashima and Saint J. Oleg Bolton, Tomo Akiyama, and Yuri Uemura are going to go up against House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, and Evil. Daiki Nagashi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji of the Unaffiliated. They're going to go up against Bullet Club Wardrobe members David Finley, Gabe Kidd, and Gato. Tai Chi, Taka Michinoku, and Tomohiro Ishii will go up against Bullet Club Wardrobe members Oscar, Taiji Ishimori, and Yuto Ice. El Desperado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Ryosuke Taguchi, and Shota Umino this time around will be going up against Master Wato, Togi Makabe, Toriano, and Yo. And then the House of Torture members of Doki, Ren Narita, Sonata Show, and Yujiro Takahashi will go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. We then have next weekend's AEW pay-per-view, which the pay-per-view starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to assume that the 0-hour show starts at 2, but it'll be AEW's All Out. All Out's going to be live from Toronto, Canada. And that's going to be on the 20th. You'll be able to watch All Out live wherever pay-per-views are purchased. You can also purchase the pay-per-view on HBO Max this time around. That'll be $39.99 on HBO Max. And you can still also purchase All Out on Amazon Prime as well and other pay-per-view providers. So for the matches so far that have been announced for the main show, we have the AEW Women's World Title 4-way match. It's going to be Toni Storm, the champion, going up against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Thekla. We have CNC, Adam Copeland, and Christian Cage going up against FTR. GOA, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona, along with Ricochet. Their trios team will be going up against the Hurt Syndicate of Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. For the AEW TBS title match, we're going to get Mercedes Moné versus Riho. In the coffin match, which should be a hell of a match, is going to be Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. In a tables and thumbtacks, no disqualification match, Mark Briscoe did dictate the terms to MJF yesterday on Collision. His stipulation was the tables and thumbtacks match against MJF, so that's the way they're gonna break that down at All Out. For the AEW Unified Title 3-way match, we're going to see Kazuchika Okada, the champion, go up against Konosuke Takeshita, and whoever wins from the Beast Mortos versus Mascara Dorada match on Dynamite this Wednesday. And then we'll also have the world title match, which is gonna see Hangman Adam Page, the champion, go one-on-one versus current AEW TNT champion Kyle Fletcher. So that's going to be All Out. We then have the other show on the 20th, which is going to be the WWE show, WrestlePalooza. So far, as for WrestlePalooza is going to be the first show that is going to stream on the ESPN Unlimited app, folks. It's not ESPN Plus per se. It's called, the app itself is called ESPN Unlimited. So this is going to be the first WWE show that's going to air on there on the 20th. We're going to have the Usos, Jay and Jimmy Uso, go up against the Vision of Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. The WWE Women's World Title match is going to be Io Sky going one-on-one versus Stephanie Bacquer. We're going to see the AJ Lee and CM Punk team go up against the Visions, Becky Lynch, and Seth Rollins. And then we're going to see Brock Lesnar versus John Cena on that show for WrestlePalooza. So that also will be taking place on the 20th of September. Yeah, folks. So for me, that is the end of all the previews this week. So that's anything that's been going on and how it all breaks down. I don't necessarily have a spotlight this week. From week to week, I always do my best to gather who I can spotlight from whichever particular wrestling company it is. And this week, nobody necessarily jumped out to me. I do want to relay some news that I might have not touched on during all the reviews and previews for folks who aren't aware. Now, former WWE talent, former AEW talent, former CMLL talent, Andrade, either known as Andrade Cien Almas, has been released from his WWE contract. That news came down, I believe, yesterday or 2 days ago. According to sources, he was released just this week. He had about another 18 months left on his deal, but it was the WWE's decision to release Andrade. No one is certain as to why he was released, but that is the case. Andrade is no longer with the WWE. So there goes that bit of news. And hopefully, I think Andrade is one hell of an in-ring performer and talent. Hopefully he finds himself in a place that he feels he's valued and where he can continue to hone his craft and show off his skills. Definitely going to be looking forward to wherever Andrade pops up next. If we didn't talk about this last week, I'll touch on it now for folks who watch AEW and are wondering as to what happened to Wardlow. Wardlow seems to be back on injured reserve. Unfortunately, during one of Wardlow's physical altercations in recent weeks in the ring, when he came back with the Don Callis family, unfortunately, he tore a pectoral muscle and he will be out indefinitely. So there's that. Usually a pec muscle surgery takes about anywhere between 6 to 9 months. For those who watch all different types of wrestling, think back to Cody Rhodes' injury and how long it took Cody to come back from that. More or less the same timeline for Wardlow. So there's that there as well. And if I'm trying to remember, there were any other bits of news that I might have picked up during the week that are of any relevance and importance to anybody. Not right now. Not really. That's all she wrote for the bits of news that I can remember and recall right now. So that is all I have to say about that. So, folks, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody going off in the chat. For anybody I might have ignored, I didn't mean to. Delores is in the chat. So Delores was chatting with folks away. Hey, Tan. Tan was in the chat with us earlier and stuff like and whatnot. We have the Analytical Gardener was also here as well in the chat with us today. And so they were having a conversation there, Delores and the Analytical Gardener. So thanks to everybody in the chat for chiming in. And this was me holding it down solo dolo for the day. Appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. And I'm not as good with outros and stuff like Delores is and all that stuff. So I'll say my piece to y'all, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace, y'all.